Hi there, Robin here, and in this video we're going to be talking about Mackie's new audio mixer, the ProFX10v3. Yes, this is a 10-channel audio mixer. It also has an incredible audio interface along with their new Gig FX effects engine. It also features things like high Z and compressors. We're going to be talking about all these features and more in this video. So here we are. This is the Mackie ProFX10v3. This is part of their latest generation of products. It is their 10-channel mixer with built-in audio interface. You are also going to get two packages of software with this. The first one is Pro Tools First. The second one is Waveform OEM for the Mackie. These software programs are free, complimentary part of the package when you buy this unit. They're included in the box. You just need to download them and you're all set. Let's cover the features that are actually on the physical unit itself. If we start off, we're going to have 4 mic inputs located right across the top. The first 2 offer it in a combo jack. This is to free up a little bit of space down below so you can have either a 3-pin XLR or 1/4 inch. And what are they freeing up space for? These buttons right here, which are high Z. So if you want to plug in your guitar, you don't need to use a DI box anymore. You can go straight in here, hit that button, and off you go. No worries, 1/4 inch jack right there from your guitar, you'll be all set. Down below that, again on the first 2 channels, are inserts. So if you want to connect a processor, an effects box, anything that needs to be sent to and returned back into this unit, you can do that dedicated to the first and to the second channel. Then on the full 4 channels, you get a low cutoff at 100 Hertz. So yes, you can get rid of the background noise. If you're using it for talk and you're in a noisy space like we are here in our showroom, you can just cut that off by pressing that button. Then again, on the first 4 channels, you're going to get gain controls for both the line and the mic combined into one, from unity to +60, or if it's being on the line, it's going to be -20 to +40. Right in here. On the first 2 channels, again, we're going to have compressors. So again, if we're really pushing the microphone, we're playing at a nice smooth level, but then we push it, we need to make sure that we control the audio. We can use the actual compressors on the first 2. Again, very handy feature, nice that it's incorporated on this mixer at this price point. Then we have our EQs. The EQs go right across the entire board. They're going to be high, mid, and low adjustments. The highs are set at 12 kilohertz, the mids at 2.5 kilohertz, the lows are set at 80 hertz. All the yellow buttons across the whole board refer to the actual effects, where we can increase and adjust each one independently. Then below that, again, across the entire board, we have the pan to left and right, which comes in very handy not just for playback, but if you're recording onto your computer, allowing you to dedicate, let's say, channel 1 and channel 2 as a left-right channel, which means channel 1 on our audio interface, channel 2 on our audio. Below that, we have our mute buttons. So the mute buttons allow me to quickly, after I've set up my entire mixer, to engage or disengage those particular channels just by pressing them. And the nice thing, again, with the Mackie is that they don't just turn on and off, they turn on and off with an actual light. So here we are, we've made our way down to the bottom. These are the level adjustments. Level adjustments will be set up per channel, taking note that 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 are 1/4 inch jacks, and that the left channel, which is channel 5 or 7, can be used as a mono single channel. Channel 9 and 10, located at the top, is done via a 3.5 jack, or you can use the USB 3 and 4, which is a very big feature on this unit. This allows you to actually have not just audio tracks coming back to the unit, but having a 3rd and 4th channel coming back right here. This allows you to actually play a track, let's say something off of YouTube, while also having your own backtrack coming in on this knob right here. So we'll get into a little bit of those details in a minute. The last plug located at top is called a foot switch. The foot switch allows you to engage or disengage your actual effects on the unit simply by purchasing a separate foot pedal. It's generic, so any foot pedal switch will do to operate this unit. Let's cover all the controls and plugs off to the side here. First one is going to be our main effects level control. This is going to be proportionate against our mains. So whatever we set for effects up here, this will then allow me to decide how much proportionally it will be included in the main. The next option right here is control room volume control. So that's just for our control room, our secondary line outs, which are located right here. They're 1/4 inch, and they're, again, balanced or unbalanced, your choice. Beside that, we're going to have our headphone controls, which allow us to control, well, our headphone output, which is located right here. Standard headphone 1/4-inch jack connection, no problem, right from this control here. Then we have a choice on top. This knob is very important as well. It's called inputs versus USB 1 and 2. This is also called a blend option. I can decide to listen to just the computer or just the actual mixer by turning this to the left and right. The big advantage, it allows me to blend them together. So this way I can overlap. If I need to hear a bit of what's going on, I can just give it a little bit of USB, mostly my mixing board, which is a big positive. Then channel 3 and 4 located up on top allows me to control it as a separate actual backtrack playing into the system. So if all I want to do was listen to my backtrack but not record it, I would do it through USB 1 and 2. But if I was layering music and I wanted to play it back and have it as being part of my actual recording, I'd bring it in on channel 3 and 4. That's what's going on here with those two options. Again, that's 2 channels going to our computer, but we have 4 channels coming back into the mixer. 2 of them located on channel 9 and 10, which can then be layered on top of my actual main out recording. Or I can use it as just to have a blend option, something playing in the back, a backtrack somebody I have to listen to can be here. It's the equivalent of a mix minus built right into the unit on its own 2 USB channels. That is a great feature to have. Above the actual button for blending is the actual phantom power button, which you engage and disengage simply by turning it on. That's going to be for either a condenser style microphone or maybe you have a ribbon style microphone. That would require phantom power. You would engage that there. Off to the side, we now have our main meters, which go from 0 dB to a 0 dB unity control is equal right up on their point. Now this is dynamic, so this is very important. So it doesn't matter where I turn my knobs, I still have to run my mixer in a clean space. So loud enough that I can hear it properly, but low enough that I don't distort anything. So they give you all the way from 30 to 0 unity, then they go from +3 to +15, and then they bring you into the red, which is an overload level. So live your audio in the, anywhere from -4 to +3 area, and you'll do really well. Up at the very top of the unit here, we have our main outputs, which are XLR, left and right. Then we have 1/4-inch balanced or unbalanced. No worries there, just plug it in. Remember, a balanced 1/4-inch is equal to an XLR output. So if you're looking for a good clean sound on a long cable, use balanced cables when available. The center section right here is the actual effects. This is called the Gig Effects. Their effects engine has 24, so they went from 16 to 24 on version 3, and they've added a whole bunch of new ones. What we're going to do now is we're going to do a live sound test of the actual mixer, and we'll also take a sample of what's going on with the effects. This is an actual live sound test of what's going on. So we do have our XLR plugged in right in the channel 1. We're not using the high Z. We're even not going to use the low pass, just so you hear the difference. I will turn it on. It is now on. It seems that my heater is slightly above 100 hertz, so not a dramatic difference. The microphone we're using today is from Pyle. It's called a PD-MIC70. I do like using this microphone. It's convenient, easy microphone to use, reasonably priced, so this way we're not putting a $500 microphone on this mixer, leaving things to be questioned about the quality of the mixer versus the quality of the microphone. The unit also, as I said, has compressors on it, so we can increase or decrease the compressor depending on how we want to use it. But since I'm doing talk and I'm really not pushing the actual meters very high, we're running from -7 to -2 dB on the actual unit, and the software seems to be in a very happy spot. The EQ is set up just up at unity, nothing more, nothing less. We can take that away. We can add that in just by turning the knobs up and down, minus, plus 15, again, the mid-range, which is very important. That really brings out my voice. And then the lows, we'd have to take the filter off. And now we can bring the lows down, and we can add the actual bottom end in. Again, the pan and tilt option, which basically is going to lean my voice to one side, that being the left, and then I can go to the right, and there you go. That's a good demonstration of the pan and tilt function. Mute, if I mute it, it's going to, and I unmute it and I'm back again. There you go. The level functions, I have it set at about 60%, and again, that is because I'm more interested in getting the levels up not the actual gain. I don't want to get any more background noise, so I turned up the level instead. With the main output for the audio interface, that is not controlled by the main level output. This is specifically going to drive the audio in the room, which is good because by having a disconnect at that point, it allows me to have my speakers in the room at any volume level. Makes sense if you're actually trying to do a live show and you have, you know, some people in front of you, but you also have an audience online. This is a good setup, being able to increase or decrease the speakers in the room separately. Having the ability to separate the actual broadcast level that you have coming out of your USB to your computer via the audio interface is really nice from having it from the main room in the live setting. So having that option right here is a big plus. I haven't seen it on other mixers in this price range. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, but we did track it down on this unit, and I do like that feature. So the last thing to do now is to actually try the effects. So right now we have it all the way up at 23. 23 is flange. I'm not going to do flange. We could do flange, but that's what flange sounds like right there. That's a crazy demonstration of an actual effect. So let's change that a little bit. So we're going to dial it down. Let's go back up to something a little bit smoother, something a little bit smoother, easier to listen to. So if we go to, let's say, Warm Theater. Warm Theater is number 4. So let's do Warm Theater on this one. So here's Warm Theater. So this is it. This is what it sounds like. I do have the ability to control it from here. So there we go. That's everything that's on this unit ready to go. Like I said, there's 24 of the effects. You can definitely take a look at it. It's in the specs. You can list it all down. But they are good effects. They're nice, and you're either going to have them on a little bit or you're going to have them on a lot. I mean, that's up to you. There's not a lot of variation in that. So maybe it's just something a little bit in the background. So we'll leave it at that. That's pretty much covers everything. Again, you've been watching a video on the Mackie ProFX10v3. It's really, you know, a great package when you're looking at all the functions on it. If you're looking for a high performance audio interface, you're really going to get it out of this machine. And if you're looking for a mixer with all the important features, you're also going to find it on this machine. So you're not losing on one side or the other because you wanted either a mixer or an audio interface. You're going to do really well with both. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope it all worked out for you. We'll see you on the next one, and bye for now.